So the bus was just here a second ago. We had the open-top bus that was getting ready to show some tourists around Johannesburg as they may come and visit. And this has been one of the most visited tourist attractions here in Johannesburg. That's, of course, Constitution Hill. It's been an interesting broadcast talking to a range of people about their heritage and what constitutes heritage and how we preserve our heritage. Well, poetry has become, it always has been a means to talk about one's heritage and to talk about things that perhaps maybe we don't really speak about, and that's why we leave it to the poets to unpack that for us. So, and one of those is a guy that I'm being joined by now. His name is Clear. His full name is Torsten Clear Rybka, and he's going to talk about his poetry and how he uses these words to inspire and uplift others. Clear, it's lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure. So you've been in the poetry industry for some years. You can tell me a little bit more about how many years. Tell us about, what inspires you? What do you write about?
My writing is based on everything, every walk of life that happens around me and the people that are living this thing called life and reality. And I like storytelling. I'm a prose poet. I like to write about things that affect us in society. I'm a poet who writes about everything and anything that comes in, Yeah.
I love that, and it's important, yes. But it's putting the words together. Exactly. Perhaps maybe I should have begun by asking you your cultural heritage. Okay. Tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, my dad is German. And my mom is Pedi. So we're in a household where we are so diverse and we get to learn from one another, from backgrounds from Germany and also from the Pedi culture as well.
And how does that work for you? I mean, what is it like for you navigating South Africa, and when you have to tell people, well, I'm South African, but my dad's German and my mom's Pedi, and we live together, but what is it like?
They find it interesting, and they'll ask me questions about what do Germans do, what are their common themes, and what like common dressing and everything, Then they'll be like, okay, how does like the Pedi world come together with the German world, and how do they merge, and do they coexist, or is just a mutual agreement, and it's an interesting world that I'm living in. It has its own pros and cons.
No doubt, yes. And I'm sure that's also at the center of your writings and poetry. Indeed. And that's why I'm going to leave it to you to wrap the show up for us today. Yes. I'm going to say goodbye to you. I'm going to leave it to Clear, and he'll introduce us obviously to his colleagues that are with him. Have a beautiful weekend. Go Bokke. We're watching you. Take care. I'll see you on Monday morning. Bye-bye, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the saxophone I have Valapi Maposa, and on the double bass I have Tebe Mushi. The house that I grew up in was built by two different worlds. Two worlds on two opposite sides of the earth. My father, from the west side of the Berlin Wall, the last of two children with an age gap of 10 years, with a driven passion to mend mechanical horses, tilting and toiling in oil, to plant a living and to harvest joy. My mother, a rough diamond from the landmines of Cullinan, firstborn of 7 children and a second mother to them all, with skills to turn kitchens into soulful feasts and can make your heart feel at home when you are away from it. In 1983, fate brought these two worlds to one place, and it seemed like God had a hand in it, and they were a gift to each other, to get acquainted with each other's feelings. Eyes were set on each other like the sun, and they were each other's beautiful horizon. Their hearts became the ships, guided by the same northern star, setting sail to reach love shore, looking forward to a lifetime adventure. His colleague was his wingman, aiding him to complete his mission. He was so focused on her that everything in reality became a blur. She tiptoed around him, showing off a timid side, blushing with dazzling cheeks, with feelings reflecting through her eyes. But this relationship took place in an era when hatred was loved, segregation was practiced on the basis of contrast in skins, and they would walk that extra mile with their broken, tested backs to bend and break the laws of men for them to taste the peace of heaven. But still, with faith, they marched on, moving about to keep the love alive, ducking and diving to keep away from the public naked eye. And she would play the maid, and he would be the boss. This became a suitable lunch date in a city apartment. The owners would